Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price this Sunday as we are starting to see the $41,950 resistance level come into play here with today's daily candle high at 42,600 and a low of 40,000 on the dot. Notice how we broke out of this market structural resistance, tested 41,950, and now we're seeing a garden variety retest of this previous resistance, which now could potentially turn into support. There's a lot that we need to look at today to talk about whether or not we're going to see the continuation for Bitcoin to test the 200-day moving average and the 20-week moving average at 44,800, because we have failed to test this 20-week moving average. And this is a major puzzle piece on the table right now because this weekly candle closes in 56 minutes. I had to get this video out to you guys, and this right now is just showing indecision, still looking like it's inside this consolidation range. And because Bitcoin is yet to see this push above the $41,950 level, we're now seeing a rejection with the Bitcoin dominance chart at the 20-week moving average. This is a huge puzzle piece because guess what's happening now? We're seeing the momentum with altcoins as Bitcoin is still showing sideways price action. Ethereum reaching our target that we talked about yesterday with a candle high of 2,700 today, exactly what we predicted. And now we're starting to see the slowdown with Bitcoin, and because of that, Ethereum is starting to slow down. And the reason we knew that Ethereum was going to reach that $2,700 level is because of the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. We were watching the 65,000 Satoshi level, and that's exactly where we've seen today's daily candle high here at 65,053 Satoshis on the dot. Man, our numbers on the Snipers channel sometimes impress me, and that is just phenomenal. All of our numbers are extremely important on this channel. And so because futures markets are open now, the DXY, the S&P 500, and commodities like US oil and gold, I want to talk about what I'm watching as we start to see institutions place their bets, because that's going to give us a good idea as to how the cryptocurrency market is going to unfold through this week. So we're going to discuss the revolving parts, others dominance, and the total market cap chart as always. And first we'll dive into what's happening in Bitcoin. You guys are watching the Snipers channel. My name is Naeem Al-Obeidi. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm so that we can hit 100,000 snipers on this channel. So with Bitcoin right now showing some weakness here at the $41,950 level, this is a puzzle piece because we were hoping that this daily candle that we saw on the 30th of July with this bullish tail and a very nice body approaching the $41,950 level was going to at least give us the chance to test this 200-day moving average and the 20-week moving average at 44,800, because until we get above this 20-week moving average, these curtains behind me are not going to change from red. The reason these curtains are red right now is because as soon as Bitcoin came below the 20-week moving average, I changed the curtains to red. And the reason it's like that is because until you are above the 20-week moving average, you are not in a bullish trend. And we clearly can see that here. When Bitcoin first got above the 20-week moving average in April of 2020, we went from the $5,000 to $6,000 level to 64,000 US dollars. And since we've been below the 20-week moving average from the 10th of May, we've seen sideways price action, allowing altcoins to see momentum. And here's what I think is very interesting about what's happening right now with the Bitcoin price. We want to watch Bitcoin dominance as Bitcoin is testing this 100-day moving average, which is showing confluence with the market structural support at the $40,000 big even. That's why today's daily candle low is 40,000 on the dot. Now, if we break down from this area, here's what I think is very interesting. I'm going to just talk about Ethereum, but this applies to other altcoins. If Bitcoin starts to see downside, Ethereum, because it's come up so much during this sideways price action for Bitcoin, Bitcoin can come back to 34,788, but Ethereum might never get back below 2,000 US dollars at this point, right? So this is what I mean by altcoin season's not over, and we have to be strategic with where we're placing our bets because we need to understand how institutions are playing Q3 and Q4, and with Bitcoin testing this 100-day moving average and this market structural support, I'm totally cool with it. We call this garden variety market behavior on the Snipers channel. Now, we get below 40,000. That's going to be the first signs of concern. From there, we have 38,000 as a major support, and then 36,500, and then the most important level is 34,788. We don't want to get below 34,788. So this is going to play out in a couple of different ways. We either hold this structural support at 40,000, continue further up. Now we have a monthly open here at 41,500. We're going to be changing our previous weekly opens as well, which is always green on our charts tomorrow. So a lot is shifting on the charts. This is going to be an interesting week. Don't get confused though. Follow what I'm saying here. We test 40,000, we can continue further up. We test 38,000, we can continue further up. We can even test 36,500 and continue further up. Now, testing 34,788, that's a different scenario. We have the 50-day moving average now, sitting here, showing confluence, no surprise. I believe if we're testing 34,788 again, we're going to see further yearly lows for Bitcoin, potentially towards the $26,000 to $24,000 range. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm being your umpire. What I do want to talk about is what's happening on the micro time frames while Bitcoin is testing 40,000, because everything morphs from the smaller time frames into the larger time frames. On the 4-hour chart, when it comes to volume, I don't see any concerns here. I see good buyers. I see a moderate amount of sell pressure. And on the candles, we're just seeing a garden variety retest of 40,000, which is totally fine right now. So the 4-hour doesn't look bad. We break 40,000. Now we have this 50-period moving average on the 4-hour chart sitting right around 39,000. That's going to be another sign of concern. Once again, 38,000 can be tested, and we're totally fine with that because remember, since we started this weekend, the range that we've been playing in has been the $38,000 to $41,950 level. Regardless of what other analysts say, that's our Snipers chart levels, right? So that $40,000 level right now is significant. We go on the hourly chart. There's not much to talk about. We're still seeing light volume. So remember, the path of least resistance when there's light volume is always going to be sideways to a little bit higher. So Bitcoin even coming down to 34,788 would justify sideways price action. Now, where's the real opportunity right now while Bitcoin is just kind of flirting at these levels between 41,950 and 38,000? Well, guess what? Ethereum, candle high of 2,700 today, up 6% against Bitcoin. No surprise. This was a big puzzle piece. If we start to see Bitcoin cool off below the $40,000 level, we can expect Ethereum to cool off a little bit. Right now, we've got a weekly open at 2180. That's something to keep in mind. The monthly open sitting here showing confluence with the 100-day moving average at 2540. So these are some levels that we're going to be watching throughout this week. Do I expect this to just continue further up right now? Well, if Bitcoin doesn't get above 41,950, I don't think Ethereum is going to get to 3454. If Bitcoin goes to the side and doesn't see too much downside price action below 36,500, it is a possibility. But I think that if Bitcoin is going to start moving to the side, we'll also see Ethereum kind of follow that storyline. I don't know if we'll just start to see this breakout, but the range that we're playing in with Ethereum is 1980 to 3454. So Ethereum can just kind of roller coaster its way through this range as much as it wants. And it's a more volatile asset, and it might just be the funner asset over the next few weeks, right? So the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart is probably going to be giving us more hints than the Ethereum to US dollar chart at this point, now that we've tested 2,700. Want to monitor this 65,000 Satoshi level. A break above 65,000 Satoshi, no matter what Bitcoin is doing, could certainly justify Ethereum getting to the $3,400 level, because this means that not only are we in a range from 1980 to 3454 on the Ethereum to US dollar price, but on the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, which is even more significant in my opinion, we'd enter a range of 65,000 to 86,000 Satoshis. But until we get above 65,000 Satoshis with decisiveness, we're not in that range. We're still in the range of 65,000 and 53,000 Satoshi. So maybe nothing to go home and tell grandma about tonight, but give it a couple of days and stay tuned to the channel. I think we'll start to see some fun things happening on these charts for us to cover. The total cryptocurrency market cap chart, what I do like is that we're above this 200-day moving average, but we have yet to get to this 20-week moving average and get above it. It looks like we're just seeing a test of this. The weekly candle is closing here in 47 minutes. I don't know if this is just going to continue further up. That 1.7 trillion is crucial. Now, we want to get above that level. If we don't with this weekly candle, then sideways price action may be the storyline into this week. Now, here's what I'm really monitoring. Others' dominance. Testing this multi-year support level that was previous resistance 3 times since 2017. We've been very bullish on altcoins despite analysts everywhere saying altcoin season is over because Bitcoin topped out. I've stayed true to my analysis saying that it's the most bullish chart in the crypto market. It hasn't yet gotten fully above the 100-day moving average, but we're above the 50-day and 200-day right now. Where we're really starting to see this effect is on the Bitcoin dominance chart. And this is what we want to monitor this week. Did we just come up this week to test the 20-week moving average to see continuation to the downside where altcoins are still going to outperform Bitcoin as they have been? That's what we need to monitor this week. We get back above this 20-week moving average at 48.94% dominance for Bitcoin. This is a big change in the storyline because that could assume a slowdown in altcoins. So that's really what I'm monitoring. And then to just wrap up with traditional markets, the DXY garden variety market retest right now of 91.92. We are above the 20-week and 50-week moving average. This is a rocket that Jerome Powell launched recently here when he announced potential interest rate hikes here in the start of June, and that's when we started to see the DXY move up. We know that when this chart goes up, assets tend to come down in value because the US dollar price going up, it brings asset prices down. So I'm going to monitor the DXY. We break below 91.92. That's very positive for Bitcoin and traditional markets. We break above 92.62. That would be bad, right? So that's what we want to monitor. The S&P 500, US oil, and gold just kind of showing sideways price action. We'll cover them more in depth tomorrow. I think there's a lot here on the charts that are still in their early phases of forming out full patterns. I'm glad we caught the Ethereum to 2,700. There were a ton of altcoins that also moved with that specific move. And with that, I think we're pretty much wrapped up. I appreciate each and every one of you snipers tuned into the channel. If you want to win Principles by Ray Dalio, one of my favorite books on value investing, comment below. Share this video. You'll have a chance to win. Les Steve says, appreciate all the updates, keeping us informed, Naeem. Send me a message on Instagram, brother. You won a book. Appreciate the kind words. And with that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Snipers